Every story starts with a title and a blank page, and that's what we got going on here with Going Under. So we'll dive into this and see what we can make of it. All right. Kyle Warner. Last memory was going to be the guy setting up the IV bag for his first dose. Let's see if I can spell anesthesia correctly. Anesthesia. Well, will you look at that? Miracles never cease. I spelled it correctly. Kyle Warner's last memory was going to be the guy setting up the IV bag for his first dose of anesthesia. He hadn't even gotten it yet, but this was all going to be erased after he came to from all this was going to be erased after he came to from the transplant surgery. Depending on the angle, the chemical looked icy clear or a little rusty. As it was hooked to his IV, it started to go to work without him realizing. All right. Kyle asked, what if it doesn't knock me out? Guy laughed. All right, I don't need a quotation mark there. The guy laughed and said, we win every time. Kyle's eyes rolled up in his head a bit. Then he said, I don't know. I'm very logical. The guy laughed again and said, You're going to be a fun one. Kyle said goodbye to his wife, but would not remember that either. All right, Kyle said goodbye to his wife, but would not remember that either. All right. Back in the operating room. They had him scoot off the, I guess you call it a gurney, off the gurney onto the metal table. A new anesthesiologist took over from the guy, but he remained in the room too. All right. Everyone went around and introduced themselves as the second dose. The second dose was hooked into his IV. Then they prepared the oxygen. Let's say Kyle's eyes never focused on anyone in particular. If this kidney doesn't work out, I have a spare set up. Laughter passed around the room. Dr. Esther Eckerd ignored it. The ex vivo profuser was still doing its work on the kidney that had been flown in just that morning. Danny, can you adjust the light my way a little? Danny obliged. Kelly, Esther's favorite anesthesiologist. Why am I spelling that wrong? Continued her work. Kyle kept going, like everyone was participating in his discussion. Yeah, he has a twin sister. I dated her for a while back in college. She'll give me a kidney too. Who is he talking about? Who is he talking about? Danny asked. No telling at this point, Kelly said. He'll be counting himself out soon. Hey Tom, thank you for being here. Again, I got stuff not showing up on my screen the way I like. I'm gonna test something else here. Okay, that's still working. The emotes are still moving around. I don't have chat showing up, though. I mean, it's showing up in chat, but it's not showing up on the screen. I wonder if the alerts are still going, too. I'll have to pay attention next time someone follows and see if that pops up. All right, no telling at this point, Kelly said. He'll be counting himself out soon. Hopefully his kidney will work fine, though. I don't want to go back on dialysis. Did he know the guy? Did he know the donor? The donor died in a car accident in another city. Showing Jay the cat he is going to be rooming with. Oh, Lord. I'm making my eyes water just thinking about it. Having trouble breathing. All right. The donor died in a car accident in another city, Esther said. There's no way he knows who it is. We were friends back when we were kids, Kyle said. All right. All right, we were friends back when we were kids, Kyle said. Okay. Him, his sister, me, all of us. Are we close to ready, Kelly? Esther asked. Almost there. Dr. Eckerd. We'll have him on oxygen in a moment. Just relax. Just relax, Mr. Warner, she told the patient. Okay. All right, just relax, Mr. Warner, she told the patient. Kyle kept talking. We wanted to see what it was like to see someone die. The people in the room exchanged looks. Take it easy, Mr. Warner, she said. He kept talking. We didn't know who it was going to be, but she was the one who decided it should be her twin brother, and I went along with it. I think the other kids would have done whatever the two of us told them to. That's what I think. What's he talking about? Danny asked. Never mind. Dr. Eckert turned to Kelly. Can we get him under before he says much more? It's going to take a minute, Kelly said. I need to watch his vitals. Can we get him on oxygen? Can we get him on oxygen at least? Can we get him on oxygen at least? Wait, so this isn't about a vacation to Australia? Nope. Not yet, not yet. And that's what she's going to say. Not yet, Kelly said. Give me a moment. Kyle was fine to finish his story. So we lured him out into the woods. That sounds so sinister, doesn't it? I guess... Alright, let me pull that up. I guess that's what we did, though. Alright, that sounds so sinister, doesn't it? I guess that's what we did, though. Alright, we pretended we were going to play down by the creek. It was really just a nasty runoff area. Probably exposed us all to all sorts of carcinogens when we were kids. Alright, probably exposed us to all sorts of carcinogens when we were kids. Alright. The creek was swollen from extra rain the previous week. You don't need to tell us this, Esther said. Kyle going though, and the surgical transplant team stood by listening. Alright, hold on just a second. I need to go check on something. I'll be right back. Everybody can still hear me okay? Had to check on my wife. She was sounding like she was not feeling well in the bathroom, but apparently she just inhaled a cracker wrong that she had been eating, and so I was coming in to check on her. But she's fine, so we'll continue on. All right. Kyle kept going through, and kept going though, and the surgical team stood by listening. We almost chickened out. It almost didn't happen. But then she grabbed my shoulder. And, alright, gotta watch out for those double crackers. There you go. But then she grabbed my shoulder and nodded. That was all I needed. I would do anything for her, even before we started dating years later. I gave him a shove, but he didn't fall. He just turned and punched me across my jaw. Almost knocked me out. She joined me, and we took him off his feet, but he kept fighting. The other kids followed our lead, and we got his head underwater. But Danny looked around the room. What is he saying? Is this real? Stop talking, Mr. Warner. Esther, hold on, put a comma there. Esther demanded. All right. Excuse me. If he heard her or understood her, Kyle didn't show it. It took him a long time to stop moving. If we had just pushed him in then, it might have all been easy. But we decided to get a few tools. see what he looked like on the inside. Oh my God. Danny backed away. Stay where you are. Dr. Eckerd ordered. We used pliers, saws, blades, hammers, screwdrivers, whatever we could find. We were able to wash off in the river. Each of us took a piece home. Most of the kids threw their pieces away later, but I know me and his sister kept ours. I didn't know what it was called at the time, but each of us kept a kidney each. I still have mine in a jar at home. Let's say a jar in my special hiding place. It's as hard as a rock and shriveled up. Probably like my real kidneys. Probably like my real kidneys now. Danny whispered, "What are we going to do?" "Our jobs," the doctor said. I'll say the surgeon. The surgeon said, "Kelly, still working. Dr. Eckerd will be ready soon." Okay. All right. Kyle said, "Most of the kids went home. We told them what story to tell, but not to tell it until they were asked." Me and his sister took him apart in pieces and let him wash away. They found his clothes later, but nothing else. We were lucky. He wasn't my last, and not hers either. By the time we were together, we both knew how to hide a body. I can't do this, Danny said. You will, and you're not leaving this room. No one is, she said. Kyle closed his eyes, and everyone hoped that was it, but no luck. We did 7 together before I did her. I was real careful, and it was a weekend we were far away from each other, as far as everyone knew. Her parents blamed me for both their deaths. The cops looked into it, but if they did suspect me, they eventually gave up. I had help, you see. I'll knock him out myself, Danny said, just to make him stop. Be professional. Be professional, Danny. We have a job to do. Regardless of whether this is real or not. How could it not be real? You may have just seen it on TV, and he's talking about it as he goes out. Danny looked to Kelly for confirmation. But she seemed absorbed in her work. Alright. Kyle said I had met and started running around with my wife, my future wife, at that point. She things. Skills. She did things my girlfriend never dreamed of. As crazy as she was. We planned it all out together, and we got away with it again and again. I'm sort of the impulsive one. She's smart, and that's why we never get caught. We joked that we had taken so many kidneys out of so many bodies over the years. We had joked that we had taken so many bodies out of so many kidneys out of so many bodies over the years that at least a few of those should have matched me if we could just have gotten them in here without you guys noticing. I was thinking, after this is over, my wife and I need to celebrate by Kyle trailed off as Kelly fixed the oxygen mask over his face. She said, "Count backward for me from 20. Kyle mumbled. Say Kyle didn't count, but went on mumbling. Danny was thankful. See, I'm doing that thing that authors aren't supposed to do, where you're changing perspectives and stuff. But I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. Danny was thankful. No, I don't even have to do it. Let's just do it this way. Danny mumbled himself. Thank God we can't understand him anymore. Dr. Eckert said, "Everyone listen. We have no evidence what he said was true. Even if it was, we still have a job to do. As far as I'm concerned, he was mumbling nonsense. Nothing we need to act upon. We believed everything everyone said as they were going under. we'd be putting half our patients in jail after surgery. I don't know about that. Danny said. Do you understand what I said? She asked. Danny nodded. The others mumbled their consent. Kyle went out, and the transplant surgery was a success. All right, there we go.